Hello and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sunaina. I'm here doing a divine masculine for all zodiac sign in the twin flame connection. A reading that will be for me. It's from the 16th of October till the 30th of October 2019. But remember, time is fluid, energies are interchangeable. But this is what I'm getting for the divine masculine in this portion of time for me. Okay, now divine feminines, we have the mind, the heart, the 3D, and the verbal non-verbal communication from the divine masculine to you within this period in time. Okay, and we are going to go through this reading together in order to check the flow of these energies in here, people. Now, remember, twin flame journeys have a lot of stages. I've explained this before. As a reminder, if you are in this portion of time, in this journey, connected in this twin flame reading, this reading is for you. And if not, if you are in the higher up stage or the lower down stage, then you will have to check the other readings, guys. Okay. Now, having said this, ladies, my divine feminine, I love you people. Wonderful souls, wonderful people. Your patience is absolutely divine with regards to this divine connection. And all I want to say today is I've been doing this reading over many months, and progressively I see the change in the energy. I see the change in you. I see the change in this twin flame connection as well. And the good news is that your patience is finally paying off, divine feminine. Finally paying off. Now, with regards to this situation, in this portion of time, the divine masculine is listening to you, divine feminine. Okay, this listening is happening through his dreams that you are sending out, the messages that you are feeding him through your own self-intuition, through your courage, through your support, through your prayers, through your meditations, guys. Okay, every transmission is in the air and it's reaching the divine masculine directly from you to him. It's a soulmate connection, people. This only happens when you guys are bonded with your soul, in your heart, in this journey of the twins, the two twins talking to each other in their sleep, through their prayers, the vibrations, the good support, your patience, your understanding, your intuition is directly being communicated to the divine masculine who is listening to you, divine feminine. It's a beautiful card to start this reading with, ladies. Okay, and you are in a sleeping position. You're not that you are in you're like kind of calling him, telling him, do this, do that. No. You are sending your understanding and support through your intuition, through your vibrations, and the frequency is directly reaching the divine masculine. And he is getting all the downloads directly from you. He is listening to you. He is understanding the story. He is getting hold of his own self-worth from you. Because today he is coming to a point, ladies, where he is listening to you. He is actually listening to you. He is actually getting the vibrations and he is absorbing those vibrations. He is absorbing that energy from you. And that is a beautiful way of you people communicating, even in your sleep, long distance, whatever, doesn't matter. But you guys are constantly in communication with one another, and he is also listening. Think about that. Okay? And the wisdom oracle is letting you know, divine masculine and divine feminine, that today he realizes that this story is still incomplete. This twin flame journey has to be completed. It's an unfinished symphony in his life. It's an unfinished business that he needs to finish, an incomplete lesson that has to be completed. There is still a lack of closure in this twin flame connection, and he needs to make amends in order to complete the symphony. Lot of things in this journey, guys, have still been incomplete. Lot of words have yet not been spoken. Lot of things have not been said, because he still did not have the opportunity for closure in this relationship and in his heart. So closure is still not there. It has still been denied to him. So it's important to achieve this by himself, and he wants to do this now. Okay? So he can write a letter to you, he can make a call, have a conversation over a cup of coffee. Because what he wants now from this relationship is peace of mind. Accepting matters as they are. To make amends if need be, correct the situation, and declare his feelings for you in this twin flame connection. Even if those feelings are only for himself, but still he needs to finish that. He needs to close that. He needs to get over that. So he has to be clear about what has been left unresolved and close the door to the past so that he can set himself free. And only then he will be able to walk into this journey. So with you, divine feminine, he is coming to a point of realizing that he needs to end, finish, close the door to all the wrong things he has done, to all the wrong situations that has happened in this twin flame connection, to make amends, to declare to himself in his heart that he needs it. He needs it only not because for you, but for himself. And therefore, it is possible that he will talk to you, or he will give it a closure with a letter he may write, declaring what he has known, what he has seen, what he has come to realizing for himself, what his story is, basically confessing. Confessing his mistakes, confessing his past deeds, letting you know that he did not do it on purpose or on purpose, whatever the situation was, but declaring the truth. Because unless he does that, he himself will not get a closure, guys. So he will have to do this for himself. For himself, by himself, he will have to take that initiative to come to terms with Archangel Raphael, who has come to us in the reverse today, letting him know, guys, that it's time that he finishes that, he makes the amends, he closes the unfinished symphony, closes the door in the past, so that he can move into this love story fresh, totally new, starting it off with his own love, compassion, and self-acceptance. He will have to open the door to get the courage to bring back that affirmations in his heart center. his heart will have to tell him. Because his heart right now, guys, is full of grief. It's a blocked heart. It's a broken heart from a long past event. And the blocked energy is stopping him for caring for himself right now. He's feeling very frustrated with his own self-understanding, with his own situations. Attracting love for others, he's not being able to completely do that because undercurrent of unhappiness is still persisting in his zone. So what the reverse card is letting you people know about him is that Archangel Raphael is saying that you don't have to bypass that pain, but pretend it doesn't exist. It just doesn't, if you say to yourself that yes, I have been hurt, I have been grieved, but that is what it was. That was the end of the story. And today doesn't exist for me anymore. So ventilate that, and he will be ventilating it out with an intention to be clear, happy, and self-loving. So that is where he is coming to with his energy oracle, which is letting you know that he is trying to bring back that love, compassion, acceptance, healing, all back into his heart, because his heart has gone through a major suffering, people. Major suffering. Okay? And it's because of this karmic card in here, the Akashic Karmic Record, which is letting you know the Ark of the Covenant in the reverse. So which is letting you know that the covenant he had built, he had instituted, he had fundamentalized, guys. That covenant has toppled. Okay? Which is telling you that very disruptive things have happened in his life and have thrown him completely off balance. Where he got extremely busy with his personal self, could have little details of life that he could have focused on, instead of spiritual, inner priorities of spiritual truth. He had no idea about that. He had no time for that, guys. He really had no time for that. Because right now, at this moment, because the covenant has toppled over, ladies, it shows a broken contract or a failed legal transfer, which is a broken contract of his karmic relationship, third-party obligation. He has put an end to that. So right now, he's looking at his investments, because when a broken contract comes into effect, investments come into effect as well, ladies. And he's also looking at other things, money, resources, investments that he had with the broken contract that has been initiated. Because karmically, he has closed that legal matter. It has toppled. The contract has been broken. Even with his higher self, he has broken the old contract of his karmic past. And in the event, guys, what he had been doing before was, because he was so tied up with the other side of his life before, he had not been able to focus on his own spiritual truth of what he really wants in life. Because at that point in time, he was in a chaotic condition. He was directed by his fears, emotional needs, instead of knowing what's best for him. So this card in the reverse is telling him and telling you it's time to wake up, renew back the covenant, not just in word, but even in action and deed. Because your life, or the divine masculine's life, will not move until he can finish the unfinished symphony to move into this twin flame connection. Nothing will come back to him until he can do that, guys. Because the old karma, the old karmic contract, everything that he had been sitting, holding on, gloating about maybe to you, talking about it, making a big hue and cry, is no longer there. No longer there. And therefore, it's time for him to now work with you. He's listening to you. He knows that he will have to finish the old to start the new. He will have to close the old door in order to begin the new process with you. But in order for him to do that, guys, he will have to come in terms with his own self-love, compassion, taking care of his own emotional need, to unblock his heart in order to move forward, to wake up into this new connection, into the new twin flame journey, guys. So in the higher up area, people, everything is working out in this manner. Okay. Now, having said this, let's jump into his mind space. In his mind space, he wants to achieve that result with the two cards in here, the King of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. So in his mind space, he knows that has to take care of his resources with the broken contract, his investment, his leadership role as a business leader, as a charismatic person, as a supporting entrepreneur. He is a materialistic guy. He's a material loving person too. He wants to bring in the material pleasures. He wants to bring in the Midas touch into the story of love. Very, very competent with a no-nonsense attitude towards this reciprocity of give and take in this relationship. He's becoming responsible with his attitude towards the give and take in this relationship, because today he wants to flourish. He wants to nourish his position, his life. He wants to make himself worthwhile in front of you, Divine Feminine. He wants to bring in everything that you probably haven't even imagined in order to give you back what he couldn't do before and close the old door to start fresh. Okay, so there is a story about money here, guys, that he is now wanting to drag back from his old karmic connection. And he wants to flourish himself so that he can give you, people, the best of the world in your life, in this twin flame connection, guys. Okay? So therefore, it is a story, but in a story by itself, people. And this is happening because somewhere, ladies, he has woken up to the fact that he hadn't done things right in his life. Not just with you, even with himself. Even with himself. And therefore, he is now trying to bring back the reciprocity of love, of compassion, of his own self-worth, and with you in this journey, so that he can give you and give his Divine Feminine the best of the lot that he really wants to give you. He really wants to give you now. Because at this moment, people, he is waking up to the new beginning, guys. He is waking up to this new beginning in the story at this point in time. His creative vision with the Ace of Wands is coming into action for a fresh start and a fresh adventure in this twin flame journey, people. Okay? He's getting back his belief in his ability in this connection. He is wanting to know the right way to move forward. He's getting into that. He's putting up with all the facts of what he has, what he doesn't have at this point in time. He's acting on his inspirational ideas that's coming to him. Plus, he's also coming up with solutions to all the problems that he still has lingering in his zone with regards to this connection. But at the moment, he is feeling very excited. He is very passionate about his life that he's not going to be talking about with you. He's protecting, he's guarding, he's nurturing that belief, his thought with the Four of Pentacles as well as his money. He's coming to a place, people, where he's getting a breakthrough with regards to his decision of what he needs to do now in order to move forward. That inspiration, that idea, all that had been lacking in his zone, people, is all coming back to him because he's coming to the point of being the King of Pentacles who can by himself be the Midas or have the Midas touch to create that beautiful atmosphere of love, of resources, of financial ability, everything that he touches can turn into gold with this give and take in this relationship. So with regards to this passion, the divine inspiration, he's not budging from that. He's sticking on to that portion of his mind where he wants to start fresh, new ideas are flowing. He's sticking on to those ideas rather, because he is believing in the fact that it is his way. This is what he wants to manifest. This is what he wants to give. He is kind of limiting his viewpoints in controlling others with materialism. He's telling people it's mine. I'm not giving it to you. Whatever I have acquired, this is for me. I'm not giving you or giving to anybody. He's resisting to change that movement of not giving others for no reason because he has closed. The old covenant has toppled over. He is extremely tight-fisted with regards to his decision in life right now. And he's saving every bit of the money that he can put in his own kingdom in order to bring back the give and take in this relationship. And that's how his mind at this point in time is working out in this twin flame journey. So look at the change, people. Look at the beautiful change of his mind situation. And this inspiration, guys, it's totally his. And he's letting others know that don't come into my way. It is mine. I'm not giving away anything to anybody unless I know that I have to give in this relationship for that person, the person I love. That's where I give and take this beautiful resources, financial worth, whatever it is. That inspiration, that is reserved only for the person I love. Only for the person I love. And I care and I want to take care of, people. So at this moment, again, that is the reason in his mind, guys. He's got the Six of Swords, which is typically for me a third party situation calling out. Okay? The Six of Swords happens when there has been a big time area or problem in his life that he has gone through a lot of pain, lot of suffering, and he's moving away from that into the calm water in order to bring back his spiritual connection with the Hierophant. Okay, so all this thing is happening because he is able to move away from a difficult position in his life that is recovering him, giving his way to recovery, bringing in new perspective. He's getting over the emotional difficulties that he had been holding. He's moving away from the trouble areas, heading for better times, better days that he wants to now establish in this twin flame connection. Some of the divine masculine may have actually physically moved into a new location too. It could indicate a mental or a physical journey or both at the same point in time. He's leaving the past behind, guys. Leaving the past behind, closing the doors. Because now the new beginning is going to be more positive, that will reinforce the positive change that he now wants to establish with his spiritual learning of his own lessons in his life, guys. So he is being very, very focused in this point in time because he has realized his own flaw, people. He has realized what he had done wrong, where he had gone wrong. He's looking at it from all perspective. He's hearing you, he's listening to you. He's bringing back that love and compassion in his self slowly. Because at this moment, he is teaching his own lessons to himself. He is that spiritual teacher, and he's fitting into that status quo. He is accepting the disciplined way of life, keeping away from peer pressure or anything else that might have upset him before. He's looking at higher values, studying higher values in life, knowing how to act appropriately after having moved away or while moving away. So it's an important lesson from the Hierophant with regards to his spiritual understanding that represents knowledge and education in the most accepted form. He is looking at his own traditional values that he now wants to incorporate or feels it is appropriate for him to take action on this journey. Because, with this card, ladies, he has realized or come to a point of realization that his inner spiritual soul needs expression. He's looking at some guru or a mentor who can teach him, give him guidance. Because with the Hierophant here, he is also taking a decision to conform to certain rules that he will have to adhere to in order to move ahead with his own plans. Okay? So it is basically calling him to let him know that he is moving away, but at the same time, in order to move back into this relationship, he's closing the door to the covenant, yes, but in order to move into this twin flame relationship, he will also have to follow his own spiritual guidance to bend down to certain rules and regulations that he will have to keep in his mind in order to move into this connection, people. So definitely he is going through that process in his mind while sticking on to his ideas, to the reciprocity, to his kingdom, because at this moment he wants to establish his kingdom, people. That's because he wants the Nine of Cups energy or the high vibrational energy in this relationship in his mind. So now he is building that kingdom with regards to this decision, people. But the way he's building his kingdom is sticking to the values, sticking to the morals, sticking to the ethics, bending down to certain rules and regulations that he knows it is not possible for him to override. But at the same point in time, he will have to follow his own direction towards building back this relationship in the right way, in the spiritual way, in the most beautiful, spiritually guided way. Okay, so that's all because now he has realized that it's time for him to bring back the Nine of Cups or the high vibrational energy in the mind. And that can happen only when he does the right thing, people. That is only when he does the right thing. Yeah. Because with this, again, with the Hierophant here, it has also taught him that if he doesn't do the right thing, he can go down and move into the low vibrational energy, and he doesn't want to do that anymore. He wants to move back into the right energy, but at the same time, he is also finishing off the old cycle of pain in order to bring back, because this energy of the Hierophant and the Six of Swords together, when he is moved away from a difficult area, from a difficult place, he has come to terms, he has come to realize, that by sticking on to too much of ethics, morals, values, traditions, belief, he has lost the Nine of Cups too. So now he will have to work his Hierophant image in the right way, which in turn is going to bring back the Nine of Cups in the right way. And that is what he is walking into, that is what he is working with, and that is what the last cycle, he's closing the door, he's finishing off that painful thing to move back into the King of Pentacles again, who has shown up in here. And he won't juggle with that anymore, people. He won't juggle with that anymore. So now, being the Hierophant, he has learned his lesson that when he is too stern, too stuck, too much into that traditions, ethics, morals, things can just go haywire. Things can just go haywire. So therefore, he will have to balance his image of the Hierophant to take the right call, to take the right decision, to bend down to places that he has to bend down in order to amalgamate, in order to bend the energies and blend the energies in such a way so that he can get back his Nine of Cups or the wish fulfillment in his mind, people. What is the Four of Coins? What is he sticking with in here? What is the Four of Coins telling us in here, please? Or the Four of Pentacles? That he is now confirming, affirming, believing, setting things right. What's the Four of Pentacles all about, please? The Queen of Swords and the Seven of Cups, yeah. So he's setting his situation right, people. He's getting the clarity of his emotional confusion that he once had with regards to this movement. He's breaking free from that pattern of being emotionally confused with the situation, didn't know what he should do, how he should act, what cup he should pick up, which cup is the best for him, which cup is not the best for him. And even if he picks up that cup, how can he move forward? How can he go forward? He's looking at it from a very clear perspective of his mental energy, people. So preserving all that he has to preserve while finishing off all that he doesn't need anymore. Very, very clear process, very clear thought, very clear understanding of the Hierophant, who has told him that he will have to balance the energy of the Hierophant in such a way so that he can bring back his Nine of Cups again and not lose it anymore that he had previously lost out on. And the same thing is happening in his heart space, guys. He has got the Hierophant again with the Magician in the reverse. So here the Hierophant is letting him know that again what it is the same story in the mind. Is letting him know that if he sticks on to that two core ethical value, not wanting to move, that's an illusion for him. It's a trickery. If he wants, he can move. Nothing is stopping him. Because his own belief was an illusion. His own tradition in the heart is telling him was just an illusion, was a trickery. Because there are a lot of people in the world who has moved past the stage of the Hierophant to blend and bend the directions in the right way. Okay, so in the heart space, he's got the Hierophant again, who is letting him know his spiritual wisdom, putting his spiritual wisdom in place to let him know that he cannot keep his focus only on that illusion and trickery of not knowing how to move forward, of not getting to the point of understanding what he needs to do in order to move forward. So his heart is also teaching him the same kind of lesson as his mind. So both heart and mind are working in coordination with one another. Because at this point in time, he has learned the hard lesson. What has happened when he could not move. Even being a Hierophant, you can move. Nobody can stop you. If you want to move, that's what he is learning. If you want to move, you can always move. Even being the spiritual teacher, bringing back that commitment in this love, having that spiritual contract in the heart is not an illusion. It's not a trickery. That is a spiritual contract in the mind that he now knows can bring back his Nine of Cups. So that spiritual contract is working back into his zone or walking back into his zone with the King of Cups, guys. With the King of Cups, who is stable, who is wise, who is diplomatic, who is generous, and who is full of support for the heart. Love, compassion, his heart chakra with Archangel Raphael is opening up, people. Bringing back that emotional activity in the heart. Being a very wise person in the heart. Because this king is a very significant king in the deck, in the suit card. He has learned to accept your limitations, Divine Feminine, his own limitations, but keeping a very stable balance in the head, even in times of crisis. His emotional activity is also coming from a very controlled part of his emotion rather than instinct. He's not using his instinct. He's using his emotional control on his heart. Because with that, he's evaluating the situation of the Hierophant and the trickery too of the Magician. He's creating a very balanced atmosphere slowly but surely in his heart, people. That is letting him know that it is possible for him to move forward in the right direction, in the right way. Because right now, he has not much of an option left. So he has to walk into this journey in the right possible direction. For you, Divine Feminine, to really open your door to your heart and your mind to welcome this man back. And he knows that, guys. Because with the King of Cups, people, he's being very defensive about his emotions. 7 of Wands. He's being very, very defensive about his emotion, about his purpose. about gaining advantage over the situation in this twin flame journey. Okay, so his principle in the heart, he's refusing to budge from that principle of the King of Cups or that of the Hierophant and the Magician in the reverse. He's taking everything in the right direction. He's defending his heart space, people. Because in his heart, slowly, which has probably not happened before, he's getting the confidence to say no if he has to say no to something. He's getting back that strength of his emotional place in his heart against all adversaries, against all rotten things that had been sitting before. He's being very aggressive with the King of Cups in his heart. He's being very aggressive with his emotional output too. Because somewhere he's also struggling with his own inner spiritual wisdom, people. It's pointless, but that's what he's doing. Kind of standing your ground, asserting your rights to need, to know. Because this card is not a very passive card, guys. This card is very aggressive card of the Seven of Wands, okay? Where he should have the courage to face criticism, to take in the criticism from you, Divine Feminine, or to defend himself against some opposition which might come to him from you, Divine Feminine. So he's kind of getting prepared for that, people. He's definitely getting prepared for that because at the moment in his heart, he's trying to bring back that balance, that control with the Chariot in the reverse, which had been pulling him before. It's like he had lost his balance with regards to his own defense mechanism, with regards to his own emotions, with regards to his spiritual commitment, with regards to the trickery that had happened in his heart. He had lost out on the balance, which now he is walking back into with the Six of Wands. He is walking towards the victory, people, in his heart. Because now he wants to celebrate this victory in his heart. He wants to be the center of your attention, of your attraction, Divine Feminine. He wants to feel very happy. He wants to feel very accomplished with what you are looking up to him for and what he can give you. It's basically, taking everything in stride to move forward as well, getting on that beautiful horse to ride towards your victory at the same point in time, but being too proud to admit the truth that this is what he wants actually in his heart to you. But he's trying to bring back that feeling of superiority in his heart. He's trying to let you know that, if I want, I can actually feel superior in front of you in regards to my heart's condition. I want to be admitted into that story of celebration, into that beautiful journey of love. I want to take on that horse and ride towards you like the knight in shining armor. I want to surprise you with my superiority, my power, my fame, my celebration. I want to give you that surprise, Divine Feminine. From my heart, I want to really surprise you, to show you how I can bring back balance, stand against all criticism, against all oppression, getting my support from the King of Cups, because now I know that, I'm the spiritual teacher. That spiritual commitment is a part of this journey, and that cannot be tricked or cannot be under illusion anymore. But in his heart space, he is doing all that, but there is a Seven of Sword energy as well. There is some amount of dishonesty. There is some amount of deception too, guys. Because somewhere in his heart, he is also running away from the truth, people. He knows the truth, but he's also running away from the truth. Because in his heart, he's trying to avoid that responsibility now also. He's wanting to be a loner. He's wanting to run away. He's keeping a secret that only he knows in his heart. He's not letting you know. He doesn't want to face the music of your words, Divine Feminine, because he's scared. Until he can close that chapter of the unfinished symphony, he knows that he cannot face your words, your actions. He's scared of that. So there is a bit of manipulation, a bit of manipulative tactics in this heart space right now, where he could be lying or cheating to Divine Feminine in front of you. Because this is, when this person does this, it's because this person has still not closed the old door that he needs to close in his heart to completely free himself from the unfinished symphony, to bring back that love, because right now he's scared of you, Divine Feminine, because he knows if he comes up openly and talks to you, you will not spare him. So therefore, in his heart, he is trying to bring back his control situation. He's trying to work on his balance to ride towards you with victory, pride, joy, and celebration. But at the same point in time, he is also very scared, and that's why he could be in that mode of deception, not letting you know the whole secret, keeping a part to himself, could be a bit of a lying person, could be cheating you, because at this moment, he's in denial of some situation in his own heart. Okay, so not like his mind space, his heart space is still in a little bit dicey situation, people. Because somewhere in the heart space, he's scared to admit the truth with regards to this relationship, people. He's scared to let you know that he wants this because, somewhere he had not told you before, which he now wants to finish and has to tell you. Until he can tell you, this card will keep popping out. Okay, so therefore, until he can close the old door, this card will keep showing up. So this is the reason he's scared of the truth. To face the truth in front of you, Divine Feminine. So he's trying to run away from the truth in his heart. He doesn't want to accept the truth right now. Because somewhere, some kind of a commitment or a relationship issue, he's kind of avoiding those obligations in his heart because he's still getting over, you have to understand, he's still getting over that toppled covenant that he had created for many years. So somewhere he is still not very, he cannot completely close that chapter off in a day, off in a week, to tell you that, oh, okay, I've finished that old chapter, let's start the new chapter. Life doesn't work like that. It takes a bit of time. So his heart is going through that bit of topsy-turvy situation that he's trying to defend. He doesn't want this, guys. He doesn't want this. But it's coming back to him. But he's fighting against this oppression. He's fighting against this oppression with the King of Cups, telling himself that he doesn't want this. He really doesn't like it. He doesn't want it. But still, this portion is still lingering in his heart. He's scared of telling the truth right away to you people. He's scared of facing that music. He's scared of telling you the truth. He's scared of letting you know the whole thing. But he knows it. He knows it. But he doesn't want to face that music with you right now, or the truth with you right now in his heart until the end of the month. Please clarify the Seven of Swords for me. Yeah. It's because he's controlling this movement of his pride and victory, guys. The Six of Wands, the Six of Wands. His control, you know what it is, guys? Okay, this is the message. What it is he wants to show you how powerful he is now. He wants to feel happy about his pride. He wants to celebrate that joy. He wants to celebrate that victory to make you happy, to make himself happy. That is what the energy he's kind of holding on very, very tightly. Because he, that's the reason he doesn't want you to know that he's still not there. But it's like, it's like he knows it, but he doesn't want to show you that. He wants to show you that how victorious he can be, how happy he can make you, how celebrated you will feel, how happy you will feel in this journey, because he is bringing back the Six of Wands with the Devil card that he is working with in order to move towards this love situation. But he doesn't want to completely take on that burden right now of that commitment in his heart. That's where he is scared that you might ask him for a ring on your finger and he cannot give it to you right now. Okay, so, but at the same time, he wants to celebrate this victory with you. He wants to make sure that you know how powerful he can be in order to bring back this victory in your heart, in his heart too. Without talking about anything else, without you asking him the truth or he letting you know the truth. He doesn't want to talk about that right now. He just wants to fight his own war. It's a pointless thing he's doing, but it is what he's doing with the help of the King of Cups, because he wants to move forward with his emotional intelligence in order to show you how victorious and how stable his heart can be, without you asking him questions or he telling you the truth at this point in time in the heart space, guys. Now in the 3D, okay, before I move forward, let me ask for a clarifier. The Seven of Wands, please clarify, what is he defending? Yeah, the Page of Wands. He's pushing himself to move forward in this connection. Unblocking his mental energy in the heart space, guys. The Two of Swords in the reverse, okay? So he's pushing himself. He's fighting this battle. He's standing up for what he believes is right. But he's pushing himself out of a negative place in order to move forward towards a celebration and victory, people. And his entire heart space is pushing him, moving him out of the illusion and trickery, out of that rigorous ethics and morals and principles and decorum that he had been holding, because he has realized that was an illusion and trickery that he's pushing away in order to move towards the victory. But right now, don't ask him for a ring. Don't ask him for a commitment, because his heart is not going to give you the right answer. His heart is not going to give you the right answer, people. So just wait. Let him do what he is doing and bear with this. You have infinite patience. It's a matter of patience again. A little bit more. Okay. Now in the 3D, guys, Divine Feminine, he's got the Eight of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So in the 3D, he's wanting to talk about his position with you. That, he still hasn't been able to completely nourish himself materialistically, financially. He's not completely free. Even though he wants to move forward towards this celebration, towards his joy, towards bringing back his own resources in the highest order, He wants to communicate, and maybe he will communicate that to you as well. He will talk to you with regards to the unfinished symphony, people. He might close the door on that past with regards to his present position that he's not very happy about, because somewhere he is not completely independent at this point in time with regards to his money, people. There is a money issue in the mind, there is a money issue in the 3D, guys. So, because of this, his movement is becoming restricted, although he wants to move, although he wants to jump into this twin flame connection, but he feels inferior in front of you, divine feminine, because he feels that he doesn't have enough to give and take this relationship in the right way. So his movement is being halted with regards to his own independence in the 3D, people. And that is what he is now coming into terms with. He is bringing back control with the devil and the king of swords. He is bringing back control of his clarity with the king of swords, people. He is bringing back control over his rational, his logic, his understanding. He's being very stern about his decisions in life in the 3D. And whatever decisions that he is taking, he's taking on to those decisions because he wants to completely free himself, nurture himself, move himself like you, divine feminine, in the right space. And therefore, in the 3D, he's got the devil with the king of wands, which is telling me that now he's looking towards manifesting his logic and his rational in the 3D. That's going to open the doors for him. And that is again because right now, guys, he's bringing in the 3D, like the mind space, he's bringing back the King of Pentacles, the shining leader of confidence, because he wants to meet your passion, he wants to meet your energy. The Queen of Wands, he wants to meet your courage, he wants to meet your resources, he wants to be exactly at par with you, guys. He wants to be exactly at par with you, with his own independence, with his own freedom, with his own logic, with his own rational. He has learned that lesson from you, being the Queen of Wands that you are in the 3D, guys, divine feminine. He wants to mirror that image of you in the 3D, because he knows that sooner or later, just like in the mind space, he wants to start the new beginning. In the 3D, sooner or later, this new beginning will have to start. So he has to move ahead, he has to get prepared, he has to take things in the right way in order to start this journey. So the 3D energy is being controlled. He is taking control of the 3D with the devil. He is taking control of his strength. He is taking control of his power. He is taking control of his rational, of his logic. He's got two kings, one with the other. He's got the King of Swords, he's got the King of Pentacles, which is telling me that he is taking control of his finances. He's taking control of his resources as well as his logic and intuition, because you, Queen of Wands, you're waiting for him to start this process in the 3D quickly as well. And you're looking at him from this point of view to see that how much courage and guts he has got to prepare for this, to work for this in the right direction till the end of the month. Please clarify the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse for me first. So he's basically preparing himself, yeah. He wants to open the new world, guys, but he needs money, he needs financial stability, he needs his own independence to move into the new world. And that is what in the 3D he's getting slowly prepared, ready for this adventure to begin, because you are waiting for this adventure to begin, divine feminine. And he is in the guise of the two kings with the devil in here, letting you know that he is also wanting the same thing, but he's just getting his stuff in order. What is the devil card in here letting us know? He's controlling his love, people. He's controlling his love for you. He's not letting your love go. Nowhere is the twin flame connection moving out of his zone. He's controlling your love. He's controlling his love. He's controlling this love situation to move out of the chaos and brutality in his life, people. And he's taking control of this chaos and brutality with the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Because he wants to be exactly like you. He wants to be exactly like you. Here comes the Queen of Wands. And he knows that. Then he has to mirror your image. He cannot remain toppled anymore. So in order to mirror you, ladies, in order to be exactly like you, he has to match your passion. He has to match your desire. He has to match your guts and your courage as well. What is the King and the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands? The King of Pentacles and the King of Swords letting us know in here for the Divine Masculine. Yeah, the Page of Swords. Yeah. So the Page of Swords is bringing him information, guys, that he has learned his lessons from this journey. And now it's time to open his King of Cups, the emotions, in the right direction. And that's when magic will happen with regards to this unfinished symphony in the 3D. Okay, so therefore the Page of Cups is bringing him the message to take on the leadership quality of the King of Swords, as well as to nourish his own kingdom, to flourish his own kingdom, to bring back the happiness, because you are waiting for him, Divine Feminine. And he will have to do that in order to free himself in the rightful direction, to bring back this journey in the right way. What is the message from the Page of Swords here? What is the direct message from the Page of Swords in here? So he knows that. He knows you're waiting. And he's not letting this love go anywhere, Divine Feminine. Even if you people want to move away, he won't let you move. He's controlling this love in a very different way. Because the Page of Swords is asking for the reconciliation that needs to be now protected, guarded, taken care of. What is his is his. And that is what his intuition with the High Priestess is letting him know, that sooner or later he will have to bring back the reconciliation with the unfinished symphony in the 3D as well, people. Now, with regards to his verbal, non-verbal communication, he's letting you know that the High Priestess, he has learned his lesson. He has opened his intuition. He's ready to pick up this journey once again, to move forward in the right direction, the 10 of Wands and the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is letting him know it's time for him to start this journey. He's letting you know, yes, it's time. It's coming closer to the time for me to start this journey, because the Queen of Wands, it's you again, guys, for him, has told him that it's no use sticking on to the past grief and hurt and pain anymore. It's time to move away from that. You are showing him the way out. You are directing him. He's listening to you. You are guiding him. You are picking up your wand, giving him that divine inspiration to move away from the 5 of Cups, that sadness, that low vibrational energy, into bringing back the 4 of Wands and the Knight of Wands. She, the Queen of Wands, that's you, Divine Feminine, you want him to rush forward into the settlement, into bringing back peace and harmony, bringing back joy and happiness in the story, and he knows that. He's telling you he's going to be doing that, but at the same point, there is a 7 of Swords again in his communication. So he's letting you know that he doesn't have an option. He might have to escape from a situation. He might have to lie about it to somebody. He might have to deceive somebody in order to escape from a bad situation that may involve his peace, his money, his resources too. So he is kind of letting you know that at this moment, like in the heart space, don't question me about anything, because if you question me, you won't get the right answer. Because right now, I'm not getting the right answer myself. But I want to do all this because I know I have to do all this. But at this moment, even if you question me, I won't be able to give you the truth. I'm running away from some truth, even even between our communication here. I'm not telling you the entire truth because I'm scared of facing the music, because the moment I open up and talk to the divine feminine, and he knows that, the moment I open up and talk to you, divine feminine, I'm going to be criticized, and it's going to be harsh, it's going to be bitter, it's not going to be sweet at all. So I'm running away from that. I don't want to hear that. That's what he's letting you know. I'm running away from that. I don't want to hear that. But I'm doing what I have to. And I know what I have to do. Okay? I know what I have to do. So at this moment, guys, divine feminine, even if he calls you, even if he talks to you, even if he is making an effort to bring forward his message, don't criticize him. That would be my guidance. Don't be harsh on him, because the moment you're harsh on him, he will run from the truth, because he cannot face the truth, because he knows what he has done. So right now, it's like rubbing salt on the wound. It's going to burn even more. So the more you burn him, the more he will get burnt. So that's the reason he is scared. And that's the reason he's not really opening up, and he's going to lie about it even if you question him about his actions. Okay, so therefore, because if he has to open up, guys, ladies, he has to tell you the entire truth, and he doesn't have the strength right now. You have to understand. He doesn't have the strength to tell you what he's thinking of doing, what he's going to be doing, how he's kind of clearing his own space. But when it comes to actually communicating that with you, he doesn't know how to face the truth. He is very scared about that, guys. He is very, very scared about that. Because you people are going to kind of pounce on him. You're going to question him, re-question him, criticize him. Maybe some of you people might, and that kind of harshness, that kind of, what should I say, acid words being exchanged, it's not going to make him happy, nor is it going to make you happy. Therefore, he doesn't want the truth from you. He doesn't want to hear the truth, and he's running away from the truth because he knows what he has done with this connection and with you, divine feminine. Please clarify the 7 of Swords for me. Yeah, look, the 7 of Swords again. Yeah, that's a 7 of Swords again that is feeling restless about. Because at this moment, he has he's laying down that fight. He's not fighting with you anymore. He wants to move forward, but he is very scared of the truth, guys. Because he knows that if he comes forward, you people are kind of going to eat him alive. And he doesn't want to do that, okay? So therefore, he's kind of deceiving about it. He's lying about it. He's not going to be telling you the truth, even if you ask him. So my guidance would be, don't question him right now. Just let him do what he has to do. You follow him. You go with your own self-intuition. You do your part of the job and just sit back and observe what he is taking or where he is taking this beautiful twin flame connection, because everything else is in the right place. It's only the truth that he is very, very, very scared of, people. Very scared of. Who is the major player in the story, in this twin flame connection for the divine masculine? Who is the major player till the end of October? Yeah, the 4 of Swords in the reverse. He's very restless about it, guys. He is overthinking about it. He's very restless. He's very, very panicky. He's getting a bit anxious too with regards to letting you know what he wants to let you know, because he has put down the fight. There is a lingering resentment. That's why he doesn't want the truth out from you. He knows the truth, but he doesn't want to hear it from you, people. Okay? Because he wants to move forward now. He wants to move forward. Who is the major arcana in this reading, please? And he's scared that if you kind of come up with the past, he's going to get halted. So that is the reason he's not going to be talking about it. Neither will you be talking. He doesn't want anybody to talk about it, people. Because at this moment, he doesn't want to juggle with this relationship. Two of Pentacles in the reverse, the Six of Coins. And he's in the process of clearing his own mental space so that he can move forward in this right direction. Which is the major arcana here, please? Tower in the reverse, Empress in the reverse. Yeah. So therefore, he's moving away from that bad situation. The Six of Sword here, the Six of Sword. He's moving away from that toppled covenant, the third party situation. He's moving away from that karmic connection that has already collapsed, finished, in order to bring you back in the right direction. And your twin flame that had collapsed, he's moving forward into the calm water in order to bring that back and in order to give birth to this connection once again. And that's all for this reading, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, my divine feminine. Till then, take care, God bless, and goodbye, Khuda Hafiz. Namaste.